out round number 3.
Half our players. Just kidding.
6 players.
6 players with 6 points.
Now, we say, but, I mean, was half of the original 3.
Right. It's true.
Because some people lost their match, some people won theirs.
Yeah.
Your pick. Keenan.
Oh, no.
Has no points right now.
That's all right. He's going to rally back.
Okay.
Keenan, my boy Keenan, he's going to rally back. He's going to end the night with his 9 points like he wants it. But Lyle, Eric, Chris Carosa doing very well. 2 wins.
2 wins, undefeated right now.
Dwayne, Jamie, and Robert Cure all sitting at 6 points. Kyle, Jacob, Phil, Dustin, Johnny, Ben, Devin, Derek, Tim, TJ, and Patrick with 3, and Chris, Keenan, Julia, and Max with 0.
Oh no.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Dustin, I assume probably on elves again. Yeah.
That would be my guess. I think that's what he's been working on.
Devin, Johns, Derek ad nauseum. These are, just kind of names, putting names with faces, names with decks.
Mm-hmm.
Some people you can't pin down on a deck. They're always changing, like this guy that's sitting next to me.
Keep you guessing.
But let's go ahead and move on to round number 3, where I believe we should have Chris back on camera with his 6 points.
Ooh.
Versus Dwayne.
Playing tooth and nail.
Which is...
So last week we saw him playing fish, and that's
Yep.
like his... I'm going to play competitive, I'm going to play fish usually. But he's talking about trying to do something different, have some fun, and decided, I'm going to play some tooth and nail. It's definitely not a deck that you're going to see very often. If ever. I should preface with. Not saying it's not a bad type of deck, but it's just a weird deck, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Get those votes in. Let us know. Is it going to be Chris on Eldrazi and taxes or Dwayne on tooth and nail? Now, I want to say this. So, this season has been the Dwayne Hess show. I feel like season 2, we can't say it's the Chris Bauer show anymore.
Yeah.
It's Dwayne. Dwayne has consistently been on camera, consistently putting up those points, getting those wins.
Yeah.
And I'm interested. Well, alright, so tooth and nail. 2 green, 5 colorless. Sorcery, choose 1. Search your library for up to 2 creature cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. Or put up to 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Or entwine for 2 more.
So 9.
9 total, and choose both.
Yep.
Huh.
So Dwayne's deck runs Xenagos, the god of revels, to get some more mana.
Mm-hmm.
He runs those enchantments that you enchant on your land so you can tap for extra mana.
Utopian Sprawl.
That's it.
Yep.
Shrine to Nyx.
Oh, there you go.
So he runs a lot of ways to get mana. And then he just is like, alright, I'm going to find 2 creatures. I'll find like Emrakul or something, or Ulamog, or some big old dumb dudes, and kill you with them.
Interesting. This is going to be fun.
But in order to cast Tooth and Nail, you have to search your library. In order to do the way that he wants it, he has to pay 9 mana. If Chris has a Leonin Arbiter...
Oh, yeah, good point.
That's extra mana.
That's 11 now.
That's 11. If there's a Thalia out, that becomes 12 mana.
That becomes 12. The other Thalia makes him come in tapped. Chris does have a chance.
So here's 1/1 elf. Tap him. Untap. Target. I want to say it's a forest.
Forest,
I think it's specifically a forest.
Forest, but putting him to 18.
And there's the Utopian Sprawl coming down. It says, yeah, you take a look.
Yeah,
I'll be happy to let you read this card because it does fun and exciting things.
If you guys are interested, we do have this handy card bot.
We do.
Put an exclamation card and the name of the card into the chat box, and it will run out and fetch for you all the information on that card.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, maybe it's just tap for a green?
No, he's shortcutting.
Oh, he's shortcutting, okay.
Yeah.
And is that Nissa?
Um,
No, that's not Nissa.
Garuk? I feel like that's a 3/3 beast.
Yep, you're right. That's Garuk.
I think it might even be the Garuk that untaps 2 lands. Maybe
That would
not.
make sense.
Does it cost 4 mana to play? I don't remember which Garuk that is. Oh, there's our first Thalia making an appearance.
Guardian of Thraben.
Garuk.
Yep, there you go. So Garuk Wild Speaker.
Yeah.
I said Wild Caller. I was close.
Yeah. They're all wild. And
2
down
greens,
the
2
forest.
colorless. +1 on tap 2 target lands. -1, put a 3/3 green beast creature token on the battlefield. And -4 creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample.
What is he playing now?
So this is what happens. We get these fun decks, and they play all these fun cards that
He's targeting.
he is targeting that
Shambling
Shambling
Vents.
Vents. And that
Oh,
Shambling
puts it on
Vents is
top,
excellent.
and he gets to search for a land.
Nice guy.
Yeah. Hey, that's a cool land you have. I would like a land. Oh no,
Oh.
for a creature. Ugh.
Primeval Titan. No, just kidding.
What are you doing?
Just wanted to show you that I have it.
Oh, yeah.
Chris sitting with a Thought-Knot Seer in hand. Just wishing to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping upon all hope. What was that? Nissa's Pilgrimage?
There was that hornet in there.
Oh, yes, the Hornet Queen.
Uh-huh.
Make a couple.
Primeval Titan was also in there.
Make a couple of beasts. I mean, he's got a couple different options. You
Yeah.
know, tutor up any creature you want.
So opts to find that prime time. Primeval Titan. Pretty sweet. One of the Titans that has seen the most play in Modern.
What? I wonder why.
I actually lost to a Amulet Bloom or an Amulet deck recently that doesn't run Summer Bloom. Okay, here's a Satyr untapped target land. Doesn't have to be a forest. I think he's a 1/2 or 2/1, one of those.
Oh, we know what he's doing.
He's ramping into this prime time very soon because he can say, I'm going to
1,
shortcut
2,
and do all this
3,
stuff.
4,
And of course, Garuk lets him untap 2 lands.
5, 6. Chris, take another look. What's this group do again? It's been so long since I've seen him.
Ooh, 18 all.
I will say this: we are putting Chris into the gauntlet right now.
We, like...
He had to play Thopter Gifts.
Yeah, here's a deck that you've probably never seen.
And now
And here's a deck that I know you've never seen.
Yeah, right.
And
So-
he says, you know what? My satyr here can jump in the way.
Yep.
I don't know if it is a satyr, but probably. It's from Theros block. There's a lot of satyrs in there. Alright. 1,
Tap
2,
him
3,
in,
4.
yep. Primeval
5,
Titan
6.
hits the field.
Trigger.
Let's go get some lands.
Leon and Arbiter, where are you? Alright. Picking up some lands.
Oh.
Shrine to Nyx.
Yep, there you go.
And a Stomping Grounds. Looks like that is a Kessig Wolf Run
Oh!
sitting there untapped. So, with the lovely power of the creatures and Garou, he can be able to untap his lands and just so happen to activate Kessig Wolfrun if he wanted to. Oh no, he only gets to... What's the second one he untapped? Oh, he's choosing to untap Shrine to next. Which, yeah.
Because he's going to get...
Well, no, he won't be able to. Because you would only get green or only get red. You know, whatever's devotion.
He chooses.
But he needs red and green to be able to activate Kessig Wolfrun. So this way he can be able to activate it both if he wanted to. But Scavenging Ooze.
Alright.
Cool.
Solid modern stable. Scavenging Ooze.
Chris saying, funny note, Primetime was the only card I knew out of the whole deck.
Oh, Pad the Exile, best card.
And he says, you look like you
could use a land.
You look like you're running short. Now, Thalia is all non-creature spells, so technically Chris would have to pay an extra for that. Not that big a deal because he's just untapping right now, but...
The more you know.
The more you know. It's for both players. And getting rid of that Primetime helps a lot. Because, you know, Dwayne did definitely sit there and put a lot into that play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You have to be careful, though. You know, he can sit there and keep making Beast with Garuk if he wanted to. And eventually just overrun. So, Vile. Again, he'd have to pay the extra mana for it. It's non-creature spells, right? So Vile is a non-creature spell.
Yep.
That'd be cool if it was only for your opponents.
Actually, he's got 2 mana tapped.
The Shambling Vents enter tap.
Oh.
Pretty sure it entered this turn, right?
Here's 5 damage.
Thalia should not jump in front of the Skoos here. I mean, either way, Thalia's going to die. I guess you can jump in front of Skoos and make him start to eat his Primetime and do things like that now, but... Chris is more concerned about getting the rest of his stuff online, and with the amount of mana that Dwayne has, I don't think he's, you know, worried about sneaking something through, but Kessig Wolfrun. Alright, how much can he go for? Let's see. What's his devotion at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So he gets 5 green.
Yep. 5.
Okay. 5 green can go towards the X. So target creature gets +5.
Okay, so the Utopian Sprawl creates... Yeah, okay, so he's got 2 red, 2 green, whatever.
So he'll actually go 7 now. Looks like he'll tap the other stuff.
Pumping the Scavenging Ooze.
That's what I'm guessing here. Yeah, it goes to +7 on the Scavenging Ooze.
So 9 total.
Alright, they're checking their math here.
Dead Thalia. Chris is going to go to 6.
What a swing. That Kessig Wolfrun is a sweet addition to this deck because those like normal 2/2s now become even scarier with all this mana you can dump into.
Oh yeah, yeah. So here's
another beast.
Why not? Aether Vial ticks up 1. Chris draws a land. And scoop.
Yeah, I think at this point, like, if you send anybody out to get in the way, there's still just so much that can get ramped up on one creature. So you needed like a board wipe or something there to really feel safe.
Like a Supreme Verdict.
Yeah,
You know,
something like that.
if you miss the man, cast the Supreme Verdict on a land and Arbiter.
It was just what I needed.
Just in the nick of time.
Just in that nick of time.
Sorcery speed. So, let's go ahead and jump over to the sideboard. Let's take a look at what our players are packing.
Yeah.
Who would you like?
Did you read Chris last time?
I did.
So why don't you read Dwayne this time?
Sure. 2 Obstinate Baloth, 3 Crumble to Dust, 2 Choke, 1 Creeping Corrosion, 3 Lightning Bolt, 1 Croson Grip, 2 Ancient Grudge, and 1 Gaia's Revenge. And Gaia's Revenge, you're going to have to remind me, card bot.
It's a bunch of mana, shuffle everything back in, I think.
Can't be countered.
Oh no, that's
it's
the
8/5, 2 green, 5 colorless
different
creature.
card.
Haste. Can't be the target of any non-green spells or abilities from non-green sources. So, just a large creature to go ahead and entwine and put out to just ruin someone's day.
There's a lot of rude cards in Dwayne's sideboard.
There are. It's like it was meant for that or something.
Yeah.
I like the Baloths here. There are the moments where an Eldrazi and Tax's deck is going to speed out a lot of damage very quickly.
Yep.
So gaining that life is always nice. I also like a Lightning Bolt or 2, as well as maybe the Ancient Grudges or Croson Grip as well.
What do you think of the Lightning Bolts?
What he can use those for?
Yeah, in this matchup.
Well, with Lightning Bolts and Chris's Thalias, Dwayne's going to be able to pay that. He's not going to be worried about that extra colorless mana that he's going to have to pay.
Right.
So Lightning Bolt seems fine here to get rid of a pesky Thalia that's going to creep the entwine cost just up a little bit more.
Can also kill off Arbiter.
Yep.
Can kill off...
Can pretty much kill off anything except for closer to Chris's top end, which is
like
your
Thought
Knots
and
here.
stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, even the Displacer he can kill off, stuff like that. So seems like a lot of stuff that Dwayne has access to, which is great. On Chris's side, he's of course got 2 Surgicals, 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Anguished Unmaking, 2 Kataki, 1 Stony Silence, 2 Burden Forge Tender, 1 Mark of Asylum, 1 Core Firewalker, and 2 Zealous Persecution. I don't mind him bringing in Anguished Unmaking here.
No.
That seems good to have those 2.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the 2 Thoughtseize. Surgical, not as keen on. I just don't... Like, the deck's not going to be as reliant on the graveyard. It's more of, I'm going to ramp up and play this big thing from my hand or big thing from my deck. So Surgical isn't really going to help there. Thoughtseize, you can start to strip away some of those big things before Dwayne's able to ramp up too much. And if they get onto the battlefield, Path and Anguished Unmaking should be able to deal with them.
Yeah.
I think those are the main things that he can be able to use in this sort of situation. But Dwayne definitely have a lot more cards that he can bring in this matchup.
I feel like something that maybe Chris is missing out of his sideboard, and I know he's watching at home, and I don't want him to take it super critically, but any sort of dealing with lands.
What do you mean?
So you have, I know it's not in his colors. Actually, you know what? Maybe he can't. He does have Ghost Quarters.
He could run...
I'm thinking of anything else. We're looking at Dwayne's list that's reliant on a couple specific lands to kind of help him out. So being able to cut him off more.
What's that artifact that lets you play lands from your graveyard?
Oh, Crucible World.
There you go.
Yeah.
That could be something that Chris could run.
Yeah.
But Let's see. Chris not liking his. Dwayne seems fine with the hand that he's set with. Which is never a good feeling if you're down a game.
No, you never want a mulligan.
But there's like times where like there's no way I can keep this hand. I know I'm down a game.
But I'm trying to win here.
I gotta play for keeps.
Yep.
So yep, Chris feels comfortable enough to try that.
Looks like maybe a displacer. Showing off.
What?
Shambling Vents, enters tapped and passes.
Oh,
so
there's
at least
a bolt.
one lightning bolt. Dwayne going to 19. Oh, he's even got an Eternal Witness in there. Nice.
Like it.
17.
Only way to play. Probably an elf comes down at this point in time where he's keeping his mana up for a bolt next turn, but
Oh, it looks to be what he's doing. Hold up the bolt. Here's a Cave of Koilos. Passes back. Shrine to Nyx.
cool. He's already got the decent lands that he wants. Looks like we'll see another fetch coming out.
16 at least. Yep, 16. Grabs a forest.
Starting to build up. I mean, if Chris had that Leonin Arbiter again, this would really hurt Dwayne with all these searching that he's had to do so far. Okay, here's our untapped land.
Satyr.
I'm pretty sure he's a satyr.
No land, but passes back.
Ouch. No land and no vial either.
Dwayne gonna say that's cool. I'll go to 15. Fetch for another forest.
Essentially has 4 mana.
And another satyr in hand.
Says here's my Wait, why did he tap that guy?
Maybe attack?
Oh, that would make sense. I was like, what? You didn't play anything for 3? No, he's bringing the beats across. Oh no. Chris has to pass again. 2 more coming across.
Taking Chris to 17.
Pretty sure they're 1/2s. Decision.
Here's an Eldrazi displacer.
And here's a bolt.
And here is a lightning bolt.
You could see that frustration on Chris's face is starting to build of like, why deck? And if I had not have had those missed land drops, this might have been a little bit closer right now, but getting poked to death by these satyrs. It's now 15 all.
With their walking sticks, no less.
New Thalia.
Thalia, heretical cleric. Or healer. Heretical healer?
Healer, I think.
Yeah. Does make things a little bit interesting for Dwayne. It's going to make his lands come in tapped.
Oh, yeah. So, like, all the stuff that he's going to want to start doing, they get slowed down. Now, also means his creatures come in tapped.
No, that's not heretical healer.
Liliana.
That's not what we want.
Thought Knot comes down. Looks like a bunch of lands left in Dwayne's hand.
Heretic Cathar. does.
Yeah, that was my next guess.
Mm-hmm. First strike and creatures and non-basic lands your opponent's non-basic lands.
Mm-hmm. So, bolt down that Thalia. But now, there's a 4/4 out.
Wasteland Strangler.
Process this.
Neg. Crash. Dwayne going to 11.
Shrine to Nyx. Now, the thought, Dwayne, Chris is now starting to stabilize a little bit more against Dwayne because Dwayne doesn't have any big dudes to ramp into. He's got a lot of the ramp right now, but at this point, Chris is stabilizing a little bit more and starting to swing things back in his favor.
Mm-hmm. He's got a path in hand. 2 paths.
They come in 2.
And is that an Anguished Unmaking?
Choosing to swing with both.
This is going to be for 7.
Block like so.
Passes back. Dwayne draws.
I can see why the Tooth and Nail deck isn't putting up huge results because of this sort of inconsistentness right now. Of like, alright, I've got all of the stuff, I just need a way to get a guy now.
Right. And surgical. Okay.
Cool.
I guess that's probably why you run Summoner's Pact.
Mm-hmm. And it's easy to pay the cost of it next turn with all this mana that Dwayne's able to get.
Yep. Dwayne in the tank. Path Exile.
Says, do you need another basic forest?
I can help you out with that. Choose. Okay, here we go. Here's the forest. Thoughtseize uses the draw.
All the Thoughtseize.
Yep. Jig is up. What's going on in that hand over there?
Alright, the debating period here. Reality Smasher.
Okay. Yep.
Dwayne looks at it and goes, alright, yeah.
You're serious?
That seems like a good way to seal up game number 2 for Chris. Now things are tied up 1-1. First game 3 of the night.
What?
It's all been 2-0s.
That's crazy talk.
Don't tell me what to do.
So, someone came to us yesterday and said, hey, what's the deal?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing all this work, we're grabbing all these sideboards, you're making us show us. So why aren't you talking about what we actually sided in and out?
And when do we usually do that?
When we have a game 3.
When we have game 3.
So here we are, first game 3 of the night. Which would you like? Would you like Dwayne's or would you like Chris's?
Well, you read off Dwayne's sideboard, so why don't you tell us what he actually brought in?
Sure. So he brings in 3 Lightning Bolt and 2 Ancient Grudge.
Okay.
For this matchup. But he's going to side out 2 Primal Commands, 1 Ant Queen, 1 Primeval Titan, and 1 Scavenging Ooze.
Okay, a lot of his creatures that he's ramping into.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
These things. But I guess you're set where you can't get rid of lands. You can't get rid of your ramp. So you're left having to get rid of your big things.
Right.
That's dangerous.
But is it enough to keep Chris? Is it important to keep Chris off those targets? 3 Lightning Bolt, 2 Ancient Grudge.
Lightning Bolts for sure. Ancient Grudge kills off your Vial, and could kill off Grafdigger's Cage if your opponent's running it.
And Tide Hollow Sculler.
Yes, that is true. Tide Hollow Sculler.
So it's got a couple different targets.
So what is Chris bringing in?
Chris brings in 2 Anguished Unmaking, 2 Thoughtseize, and 2 Surgical Extraction.
Okay, so it does want to go for that sort of, maybe I can strip out a good card and then exile them all.
But only takes out 2 Relic of Progenitus.
Adds 6 cards. Takes 2 out.
So
he's running 40 or 64 now?
Yeah.
Huh. How do you feel about that?
I am a proponent of 61 cards. I think more often than not, most modern decks could get away with running 61 cards. But I have learned in my travels that if you go past 61 cards,
it's dangerous.
It is dangerous. You're setting yourself up for an uneven ratio of lands, of spells, creatures, whatever, and you start to find that there are inconsistencies with what you're drawing. So I'm interested to see if this is going to pay off. I mean, obviously it did pay off in game 2. He was able to kind of stabilize and swing the game back in his favor.
Yep.
And he's got a mulligan again, though.
And again, Dwayne says, yeah, I'll keep this. Looks like there's a bolt in hand.
Is that Emrakul?
Maybe? Hard to tell.
No.
Oh, no, it decides, nah, I can't keep that.
I was gonna say, there's sometimes I look at Dwayne and I feel like he does the same thing that you do. Where you look at your 7 cards, you're like, yeah, I can do stuff with this. But is it optimal?
Yeah. Yeah, like there's times where you go, meh. And I think I'm more willy-nilly on a Tuesday night than at other events. And some people have talked about that too, like the IQ, because I guess they, like it, a lot of the players here don't see the way I play when I go to opens or GPs. And so when they played at the IQ, where I got 10th, I was, because the normal stuff, yeah, well, sure, why not? Let's YOLO it.
Right.
Who cares, kind of thing. I could probably get there. Kind of my attitude usually on a Tuesday, where for a bigger event, I'm like, just all business kind of thing. I'm not here to make friends anymore. We're playing for keeps now. It's time to Bring out the competitive side.
Cards are going down. They're going to keep 6 cards. Dwayne plays a forest. Passes. Chris plays a caves. Passes. Wooded Foothills. 17 or 19? What do you think?
17.
17? There it is. No, 19. Unless he's shortcutting by tapping it already.
He could be. I do that sometimes.
Passes back though, so no. Just main phase.
Oh no.
Chris without a second land drop. Here's another forest for Dwayne. And Utopian? No, that's not Utopian Sprawl. It's
another Utopian Sprawl-like card.
Caves. Doesn't feel great.
Oh.
But Nissa, Garuk, Krosan Grip.
Whole lot of good stuff.
Whole lot of readers that we gotta make sure we know what's going on. Is that Tooth and Nail?
There's a Tooth and Nail, there's a Corrosion Grip, there's a Garuk, and there's a Nissa.
Now, there's some threats.
Yeah,
but he hasn't seen a Tooth and Nail yet.
He had not seen Tooth and Nail yet, but with the mana as it stands, you're more worried about one of those planeswalkers coming down now because he'll want to entwine it more likely than not.
Right.
So.
Here's, I believe it's Ravane, right? Nissa Ravane.
Sounds about right. Doesn't she untap a land too?
I would hope so. +1. Search your library for a card named Nissa's chosen. Put it on the battlefield. Then you shuffle your library. Gain 2 life for each elf you control. Oh, that's not the Nissa. Elves? No.
No, which one's this one? It's from...
Somebody help us out.
I can't remember. He turns your forest into dudes, though.
Oh.
Right? Isn't that one?
That sounds right. That sounds like something Dwayne probably wants to do.
Move to discard.
Ooh.
That hurts. Is Beseiju over there?
Yeah.
Alright, counting up his mana. Dwayne making sure that he can start doing some fun and interactive stuff.
This is it. 5.
Ew.
Tooth and Nail. Entwine.
Ew. Yep.
Get Emrakul.
Yeah, the god is actually a creature.
Xenagos, god of the revels.
So you can get those. Those will enter the battlefield.
Oh.
Annihilator.
Mana Tithe?
Ugh. Ouch.
Yep. So
Chris suffering from a Nan mindset of, yeah, this could probably get there after mulliganing down. Like, I don't know. Game 2 and 3, or was it game 1 and 2 that he struggled with his lands? No, game 2. He was able to get there eventually because Dwayne kind of faltered. He had no gas.
Yeah.
He just was like, here's all this mana.
Yep.
I got nothing to go with it. Yeah, so Tooth and Nail gets there. We got to see it in the end, though. We got to see what the deck was trying to do this whole time. A lot of this, like, oh, here's my mana. Look at me do stuff.
This is it. This is what
now
we're doing.
Now we got to see, oh my gosh. Xenagos. Sweet. And,
dead.
Oh, look, you have an Emrakul? Sweet. Because, of course, Xenagos gives your dudes haste.
Oh, nice guy.
And nice they get guy. +X, where X is the greatest power.
Oh yeah, dead.
So, hey, guess what? Evercool now has double the attack. Enjoy. You have a lot of permanents? Not anymore. They're all
Not
sacked.
anymore.
So, that's what that deck is trying to do. Fun deck. Not something you're going to see very often at all. It exists. It's a deck in Modern. It is inconsistent,
Yes.
like we got to see with Game 2. That's why it's not really placing highly at tournaments. You're not seeing it very often. It's a lot of fun to play.
True.
But you go to an Open, you go to a Classic, you're not going to see it. You go to a GP, you might see one.
It's gonna beat you up in the 1-4 bracket where I live.
So that's a thing.
It's gonna do it.
But at least you got a little bit of idea of what the deck's trying to do if you've never seen the deck before.
Yep. You see a Utopian Sprawl, get scared. Just go, alright.
Well, because and also Utopian Sprawl could be in the weird enchantment decks.
True. True.
So it's like even like you see Scrylands and you're like, oh, you're playing Ad Nauseam. But you see Utopian Sprawl, you're like, what?
Stop.
You know,
I'm gonna go ahead
what
and
you're
be
doing,
concerned.
I am not a fan of. You could be one of two things, and neither of them seem good. So I don't want any part of this. But that's a good showcasing of decks, and another showcasing of mulliganing.
Yes.
I know maybe on Tuesday nights and the more casual stuff, you might want to risk it more.
Mm-hmm.
Do the YOLO plan like me. Don't do it, guys. Be better players. So, let's see next round.
Let's do it. Boom.